that somewhere in the world there was a 16-day fair, which was filled with live music, amusement park rides, delicious food, and of course lots of drinking. Just give me a show of hands. Who thinks that's something they're interested in? I know I am. Yeah. It does in fact exist. It's called Oktoberfest, and it happens in Munich, Germany every single year. So what I'm going to tell you guys about today is first the history of Oktoberfest, where it started out, how it's changed throughout its long history and become what it is today, and also how it's spread across the entire world, so much so that we have our own version of an Oktoberfest festival right here in Arizona. So first we have the history. According to Oktoberfest.munich.org, the first Oktoberfest celebration was in 1810. It was actually more of a wedding celebration to celebrate King Ludwig I getting married to his new wife Teresa. He invited all the citizens in the town to come out and have a party with him out in front of the palace, and there was, I think, about 40,000 people in attendance, so a pretty big wedding. But throughout the 1800s, the Oktoberfest continued to grow even more. The year after that, they added an agricultural festival for the farmers, local farmers, and in 1896, they had the first beer tents and beer halls, so people could sample local German beers. Oktoberfest continued strongly through the 1900s with two major exceptions, that being that there was no festival during the years of World War I and World War II for obvious reasons. 1950 marked a major tradition in Oktoberfest, which is the tapping of the first keg by the mayor of Munich. It's a big deal. Everyone gets really hyped for it. It opens the festival, and then everyone can start drinking once it's done. And by 1960, like the early 60s, Oktoberfest was a worldwide event. People were coming in from all over the world to join in on the fun in Munich. And so now, 200 and something years later, Oktoberfest is transformed into what it is today. According to travel.com, Oktoberfest 2014, which just ended pretty recently, had 6.4 million visitors over the 16-day period. So that's quite a lot of people. It actually makes it the biggest fair in the entire world by a really big margin. And there have been some even more modern changes, such as in 2011, smoking was banned in all the beer tents and beer halls so that people could have a better time there without having to worry about inhaling smoke. And in 2005, they instituted Quiet Oktoberfest, which means that before it's either 6 or 7 p.m., there's no music that can be played over 60 decibels. It just helps to cater to all the older people that like to go there, and then once they're gone, the real party can begin. And then within the past couple of years, a museum was actually built on the part of the original grounds where the first Oktoberfest was held, and it gives visitors a glimpse of what it was like to be there back in the 1800s when it was such a smaller event. And all right, so now that I've told you all about the modern Oktoberfest, I'm going to show you just how fun it is. Got this little video here. This is actually, I think it's from 2012, but it's still pretty recent. There we go. So as you can see, that's a really big event. There's a ton of people there, and I think it looks like a lot of fun, just me personally. And so the last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about, now that you've seen what a big event it is how it's spread across the world. It's really become like a worldwide phenomenon. There's 13 different countries around the world, including Brazil, Canada, Mexico, even Argentina, that have their own versions of Oktoberfest celebrations. I think the biggest ones outside of Munich, according, again, to travel.com, are in Brazil, in Waterloo, Canada, and in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think that one has about 500,000 people come to it, and it's only about a week long. And we even have our own Oktoberfest festival right here in Tempe Town Lake every year. It's not quite as long, it's only one weekend, and I wouldn't quite say there's 6 million people there. But it has a lot of the same traditions, like the tapping of the first keg by the mayor, and I actually got the chance to volunteer at it the past 2 years. It's really a lot of fun. So, in conclusion, Oktoberfest has really come a long way from its humble beginnings as a 40,000 person wedding to the 2-week-long, 6 million person festival that it is today. And all you guys raise your hands saying that you'd like to go, and I encourage you guys, if you can, at some point in your life to get out there and go to it. I know it's really, certainly on my bucket list. But even if you can't make the trip all the way to Germany and see it for yourself, you can still have Oktoberfest right here in your own backyard.